Good morning. It is Wednesday, April 24th, 2024. Update, a recap of what's trending in the headlines. I'm Primus Hutchinson. Thank you for joining us. We begin with news that the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, RSLPF, is seeking the assistance of the public in identifying a male individual who was recovered by the police Marine unit. On Saturday, April 6, 2024, about 3:15 p.m., officers attached to the police Marine unit recovered the body of a deceased male about a quarter mile to the north of Vigi Point. The body was later examined by a pathologist. The body bears the following distinguishing marks: a tattoo on the letter K on the upper left, a tattoo of Popeye, a depiction of the cartoon character on the left breast, a tattoo of the word Popeye written on the middle of the left arm, a tattoo of 3 stars, and a football on the middle of the right arm. The Royal St. Lucia Police Force urges anyone who may know or may be able to provide any information leading to the identification of the deceased to contact the Criminal Investigation Department at 456-3770 or the crime hotline at 555 or the crime hotline app available on Google Play Store for anonymous reporting. Agriculture Minister Honorable Alfred Prosper has announced the receipt of thousands of cartons and other packaging materials to be used for the exportation of plantains and bananas to the regional markets. This comes following a halt in the trade resulting from a shortage of cartons brought about when the Windward Islands packaging company Winera temporarily ceased operations for routine maintenance. We have the details in this report.
At a pre-cabinet press briefing on Monday, April 22nd, Agriculture Minister Honorable Alfred Prosper revealed that his ministry had received 2 shipments of packaging materials, 8,500 cartons from Winera St. Vincent and 12,000 boxes from the United States, all in an effort to facilitate regional export of bananas and plantains. Prosper also disclosed that another shipment, which had been previously delayed, will reach St. Lucian shores later this week. This consignment is coming from the Dominican Republic and will contain 17,000 cartons and the requisite packaging materials. Due to the unavailability of boxes, exportation of St. Lucian produce had been halted for several weeks. The situation came to a head when farmers raised a public outcry denouncing the lackluster efforts of the Ministry of Agriculture in seeking a solution. In response, the ministry blamed the farmers for not pre-ordering cartons when Winera closed for maintenance. Now the minister says trade has recommenced, with fruit being shipped since last week.
Last week, Tuesday, we received 8,500 boxes from St. Vincent, and that was through Winera. We also received a container comprising 12,000 boxes from the US that also arrived last week, Tuesday. So currently we have approximately 20,500 boxes available for our farmers. I know 2 exporters did export bananas out of St. Lucia last week. But this week we are expected to receive another 17,000 boxes coming from the DR. And those boxes were stuck in Jamaica a few weeks ago.
Prosper says his ministry is committed to preserving the regional market in light of the challenges faced with export to the UK.
We are faced with those challenges with the banana industry because remember we had a very reliable market in the UK. Right now it's very challenging for us to export to the UK because of the length of time it takes from St. Lucia to get to the UK and the process it has to go through the ripening facility before it gets to the shelves. So by that time, a lot of the quality issues will surface.
Nonetheless, he notes the importance of the banana trade to the country's economy cannot be discounted. He reiterated his ministry's commitment to the preservation of the industry. For the GVD TV News, I am Eldridge Charles.
The production of a producer price index, PPI, for the manufacturing and construction sectors in St. Lucia will soon be an added data set of the Central Statistical Office. PPI is an important economic indicator used to track inflationary pressures in the economy. It also measures the average changes over time in the prices paid by domestic producers for the purchase of inputs used in the production process. More in this report.
The Central Statistics Office, CSO, is gearing up to introduce a new index aimed at calculating price data from producers spanning various industries within the economy. Recently, the CSO staff underwent training sessions to facilitate the development of a Producer Price Index (PPI) tailored specifically for St. Lucia. The PPI serves as a critical metric, capturing the average fluctuations in prices of goods and services across different stages of production, including raw materials, intermediate goods, and finished products. Widely recognized as an indicator of inflationary pressures in the economy, the PPI plays a pivotal role, given its ability to reflect changes in producer prices that can ultimately influence consumer prices over time.
So one of the most important things that a PPI is used for is as a deflator in the national accounts. So the national accounts, their primary measure is GDP, which many people will be familiar with, and it's the main measure of how an economy is performing. So when we measure an economy, we want to do it keeping prices the same. So we want to eliminate the effects of inflation, and the PPI is the way in which we do that for domestic production.
Kat Pegler, consultant and training facilitator representing the IMF, emphasized the widespread practice of compiling producer price indexes by statistics offices globally. These indexes offer invaluable insights into trends encompassing production costs, input prices, and price competitiveness. By providing a comprehensive understanding of these dynamics, PPIs empower businesses, policymakers, and economists to make well-informed decisions regarding pricing strategies, monetary policies, and economic forecasts.
We try to follow international classifications, so there are a set of international classifications that define the structure of a PPI, so we're always trying to build in international comparability so that you can compare producer price inflation in one country with that of another.
Stephanie Marshall-Constantine, a statistician with the Central Statistics Office, highlighted St. Lucia's pioneering role as the first territory in the OECS region to compile a producer price index for the accommodation and restaurant sectors since 2017. With this training session, the CSO is poised to achieve another milestone by venturing into the compilation of the PPI for the manufacturing and construction sectors in St. Lucia for the first time.
Okay, for the accommodation, we do it quarterly. For the manufacturing and construction, which is just in the process of producing that price, we are going to do it monthly.
The overarching goal of the training in Producer Price Index is to equip the Central Statistics Office with the capability to initiate data collection for the production of PPI, starting with the manufacturing sector as a priority and subsequently extending to the construction sector at a later stage.
It's less of a training, more of a kind of hands-on workshop. So we're reviewing all of the data sets that we might have available that will underpin the PPI and thinking about the methods, designing questionnaires. So it's more of a kind of collaborative piece of work to help develop the PPI.
While consumers may not directly engage with the PPI in their daily activities, policymakers, businesses, and consumers need to understand and monitor the producer price dynamics for informed decision-making. For the National Competitiveness and Productivity Council, Glenn Simon reporting.
Livestock farmers have begun to benefit from assistance under the Unleashing the Blue Economy project, UBEC, in an effort to alleviate the effects of drought. 500,000-gallon water tanks were distributed to farmers starting at Ferron's Estate in the Cul-de-Sac Valley. The initiative follows the disbursement of 34,000 bags of fertilizer to banana, plantain, tree, root crop, and vegetable farmers across the island. The next endeavor under the UBEC project will strengthen animal breeding on island by introducing new bloodlines of ruminants, swine, and cattle. An artificial insemination lab will also be established to ensure continuity of these breeds. The Unleashing the Blue Economy project, UBEC, is a $29 million initiative of the government of St. Lucia, executed by the Ministry of Finance with funding from the World Bank. This program aims to stimulate economic recovery through support for marine and coastal resilience within the tourism, fisheries, and solid waste management sectors. The support given to livestock farmers falls under a complementary component of the program, called the Crisis Response Window, CRW, geared at providing targeted support to the Ministry of Agriculture in response to a food insecurity crisis. The CRW has a one-year time frame which ends on December 21st, 2024, and comprises of 57 activities aimed at providing direct assistance to farmers and fisherfolk to augment production and ensure livelihood sustainability. We've come to the end of the GVD TV 10 a.m. news update. Join us at 2 p.m. for a sneak peek at what's coming up in the GVD TV evening news at 7 p.m. See you there.